Chinese Pod. That's the way to learn Chinese. 中文，咱们一起学，好酷，好酷。中文，咱们一起学，好酷，好酷。Chinese Pod, Chinese Pod.
Hello, newbies. This is Chinese Pod. I'm Jenny.
Hi guys, my name is John.
And we're from Shanghai.
That's right, and today we're talking all about stuff we like.
Stuff we like about China.
Like food.
Exactly.
I think I just gave away the surprise.
Oh, we don't need to keep everything as a surprise here.
Okay.
Speaking of Chinese food, the Chinese food that you're used to in North America or Europe might be very different than the real Chinese food you get on the streets of China.
Right, so the food here can be a surprise. Sometimes it's a pleasant surprise, although not always.
And we'll get into more of the cultural stuff after we cover today's language.
Okay, but what words do we need to know before we start listening?
How about the word for to like? 喜欢. 喜欢.
Okay, so that's X-I, third tone,
It's
and then H-U-A-N,
neutral tone.
neutral tone. Okay, 喜欢.
喜欢. 喜欢. Now, let's listen to the dialogue 3 times.
All right.
Dialogue first time.
你喜欢中国吗？
喜欢，
你喜欢什么？
中国菜。
Second time.
你喜欢中国吗？
喜欢，
你喜欢什么？
中国菜。
Third time.
你喜欢中国吗？
喜欢，
你喜欢什么？
中国菜。
A lot of students of Chinese Pod tell us while they love to speak and listen to Mandarin, they are a bit intimidated to learn how to read and write in it because of the complexity of Chinese characters. That's why we created the 66 Characters series. Try it and see for yourself.
Now the translation.
你喜欢中国吗？
Do you like China?
你喜欢中国吗？
Do you like China?
你喜欢中国吗？喜欢，
Yes, I like it.
喜欢，
I like it.
喜欢。你喜欢什么？
What do you like?
你喜欢什么？
What do you like about it?
你喜欢什么？中国菜，
Chinese food.
中国菜，
Chinese food.
中国菜。A simple and short exchange, but something that you're likely to encounter in the very early stage of your Chinese learning.
And some answers that are likely to win you some friends here in China.
Yes.
Okay, so the very first sentence has the longest sentence and some very important words.
对. Now, let's listen to that sentence one more time. 你喜欢中国吗？你喜欢中国吗？
Okay, so now a quick word about word order. In Chinese, the word order of a question is the same as a statement.
Oh, nice. So how do we know it's a question?
Okay, in this sentence, there's a question word at the end. What is it?
吗？吗？
Right, that's a particle. It goes at the very end. It tells us this is a yes-no question.
对. So that's one of the first things you need to know about Chinese. It's that when you hear this particle at the end of a sentence, you're getting a yes or no question.
Exactly. So the rest of the question, let's look at that now.
你喜欢中国吗？你喜欢中国吗？
So the first word in the sentence means you, right?
Yes. 你
Okay, ni, that's third tone, right?
Yes. Now, Chinese is a tonal language. There are 5 different tones in Chinese. And it's very important to get tones right, or at least know that it's very important from a very early stage.
Right, so 你, it's a very important word, so remember that it's third tone, meaning you.
对,你. And we highly recommend you check out the Chinese Pod Pinyin program, which covers pinyin and different tones pretty well. And we also have lessons on tones.
All right. So then after the word for you, 你, we have the verb that we previewed before we started listening, right?
Yes. 喜欢. 喜欢.
So the tones on that again are?
Third and neutral. 喜欢. 喜欢.
Okay, like.
对.
So far we have you, like.
你喜欢. And then we hear the word for China. 中国. 中国.
Okay, so 中, that's first tone, right?
Yes.
Z-H-O-N-G.
Yes. 中. 中.
And then the second character is?
国. 国.
All right, G-U-O, second tone.
对, a rising tone, the second tone.
Okay, so first high and flat, 中, and then rising, 国.
对, and together, 中国 means China.
Literally the middle kingdom, right?
对, 中 means the middle, and 国 means a country.
All right, so you like China.
你喜欢中国吗? 你喜欢中国吗?
Right, so the ma at the end tells us it's a yes-no question. It turns what would have otherwise been a statement into a question.
So if you want to say you like China, it's 你喜欢中国.
And again, the yes-no question is?
你喜欢中国吗? Ma.
All right, so ma. Now, when you get this yes-no question, in Chinese, there are no really easy words for yes-no.
However, the good news is we usually answer with the key verb in the question.
Yeah, you recycle the words from the question, so you don't need any extra words.
Yes, so what key verb did we just hear?
So you're asking if someone likes China, right? So the verb is?
喜欢,喜欢.
Meaning like. So to answer that yes-no question, you're either going to say like or not like.
Yes, and who would be so brutally honest even if you didn't like China?
Right, so there's only one answer to this question, right? So the answer is?
喜欢,喜欢.
Okay, that means I like it.
对.
Even though it's only one word, meaning like.
So you don't even need any pronouns?
You don't need a it or a I.
No, just say like. 喜欢,喜欢.
Okay, now the person asking the question, maybe they're sensing a little bit of flattery or insincerity, so they press on, right?
They want to know the detail. What aspect of China do you like?
Right, so what do they ask?
你喜欢什么? 你喜欢什么?
Okay, so literally, you like what?
Yes. So we're familiar with the first 2 elements in the sentence. 你, meaning you, and 喜欢, meaning to like.
Okay, and then the last one is a new word. This word is?
什么,什么.
什么. That's second tone and?
Neutral tone.
Okay, neutral tone. 什么.
什么. So neutral tone is sort of the 5th tone. It's very light, swift.
And kind of incognito because it doesn't have a tone mark.
Oh, the obscure. 你喜欢什么?
Okay, so that means what. You like what. So as I mentioned before, you don't change the word order in Chinese just because it's a question. And here you have the same thing.
对,你喜欢什么? 你喜欢什么?
Now here's another thing about Chinese. It's very context dependent. So this question out of context might just be like, what do you like? But based on what's been said before, we can kind of infer that they mean, what do you like about
China?
Okay.
Yes. So there's a lot of inferring and implying to do in Chinese.
A little bit of guessing if you're new at it.
Yes.
But don't worry if you get it wrong because the conversation keeps going on. In this case, what do they like about China?
Of course, it's Chinese food. 中国菜. 中国菜.
So part of this word seems familiar.
And I'm guessing that's 中国.
Right.
中国.
So that's the word for China, right?
对. So first and second tone. 中国. 中国. 中国.
Okay, and then the next part?
菜. 菜.
Okay, that is fourth tone, and in pinyin it is written C-A-I.
Now, you might be tempted to pronounce this as kai.
All right, but that would be wrong.
No, the correct pronunciation for C in pinyin is a little bit like TS, isn't it?
Yeah, cai.
菜.
So the word for Chinese food is...
中国菜. 中国菜.
All right, and there you have it.
So everyone likes Chinese food.
At least that's what they expect to hear.
What's not to like about Chinese
Now, Chinese food is awesome.
对, and we have more information about the real Chinese food after we listen to the dialogue 3 more times.
Okay.
Dialogue first time.
你喜欢中国吗？
喜欢，
你喜欢什么？
中国菜，
Second time.
你喜欢中国吗？
喜欢，
你喜欢什么？
中国菜，
Third time.
你喜欢中国吗？
喜欢，
你喜欢什么？
中国菜。
Hey, Tom!
Oh, Tammy, how's it going?
Ni hao, ni hao. How's your Chinese coming along?
Well, I gave up.
真的吗? Chinese pod no longer?
Well, really, I was so busy, I didn't have the time.
Not the time. You don't have 90 seconds per day?
90 seconds?
Yes, 90 seconds. So you did not try Chinese Pod Recap? This app, you can insert your learning experience whenever you have even just a little window of time.
90 seconds are enough to go through bite-sized pieces and recap your lessons in Chinese Pod Recap, the app for busy learners that want to use little breaks to refresh what they learned. Chinese Pod Recap synchronizes to your phone so you have what's relevant for you available even if you have no internet connectivity, like on planes or in the deepest tunnels of the New York subway.
So, John, you're an old China hand.
That's not how I normally introduce myself, but I've been around a while.
And when you first came to China, were you shocked by the kind of 中国菜 you get here as opposed to what you were used to in America?
I was a little bit taken aback.
So, what are the surprises?
Bones and everything. Like when you have a piece of meat, the bones are not removed, and sometimes the bones are actually chopped up inside the meat.
And Chinese people love meat on bones because we think the bones make it more flavorful.
Right. But you have to learn some skills to handle that kind of food. You're not used to it.
对. And were you surprised by the lack of egg rolls and General Tso's chicken?
I was disappointed by the lack of egg rolls. I liked the egg rolls I was used to back home, and I couldn't find those same egg rolls in China.
I've been to the States a couple of times. My impression of Chinese food there is you always have egg rolls, General Tso's chicken, and mushu pancakes. None of which really exists in China.
Well, see, I'm from Florida, and I think maybe the Chinese food I'm used to is a little different. I never really had this General Tso's chicken or whatever you call it.
Oh.
But I really liked the beef with broccoli. And you can find
we
broccoli.
don't have that in China.
You can find broccoli in China. You can find beef, but no one put them together. I don't know why. I mean, that's not true. You can find it it does exist, but it's quite rare.
对。So in any case, the Chinese food you get in China, it's incredibly varied. Every region has its own distinct cuisine, and there are many, many regions in China.
But there's no beef with broccoli region. Or if there is, I think maybe it's Hong Kong.
And
exactly. We're in Shanghai.
对. So my take is come here with an open mind. You'll be blown away.
And be careful when you eat.
Watch out for the bones.
Right.
And different strange parts of an animal.
But we think you will 喜欢中国菜.
We hope so. And we also hope you will like learning Chinese with Chinese Pod.
So we'll see you on ChinesePod.com.
If you have any questions, please come and ask us. It's time to say 再见.
再见.
As usual, ChinesePod provides an extensive selection of learning materials for this lesson on its website, www.chinesepod.com. You can access this lesson directly with the lesson number 0004. Just go to www.chinesepod.com/0004. You will find a transcript, vocabulary, and much more. The link again, www.chinesepod.com/0004.